Hi, fourth grade. Happy April 1st, April Fool's Day. I can assure you, though, that I'm not fooling around. I'm going to read to you today from Beverly Cleary's book called Dear Mr. Henshaw. It is published by Scholastic Incorporated, and the illustrator is Paul O. Zielinski. So sit back and relax and take in the story. We're going to start on page 12 today. So for those of you who got to listen yesterday, you know it's about a boy named Lee, and he is writing to his favorite author. So in this story, we're starting on November 16th. Dear Mr. Henshaw, Mom found your letter and your list of questions, which I was dumb enough to leave lying around. We had a big argument. She says I have to answer your questions because authors are working people like anyone else, and if you took time to answer my questions, I should answer yours. She says I can't go through life expecting everyone to do everything for me. She used to say the same thing to Dad when he left his socks on the floor. Well, I gotta go now. It's bedtime. Maybe I'll get around to answering your 10 questions, and maybe I won't. There isn't any law that says I have to. Maybe I won't even read any more of your books. Disgusted reader, Lee Botts. P.S. If my dad was here, he would tell you to go climb a tree. Here is the page. I am showing you this because you will be able to use it for some of your questions, actually probably all of your questions. And then here is the sketch for the day. So I'm going to go back to page 12 so that you have that. All right, we will keep going. So Lee doesn't sound very happy. We are now on November 20th. Dear Mr. Henshaw, Mom is nagging me about your dumb old questions. She says if I really want to be an author, I should follow the tips in your letter. I should read, look, listen, think, and write. She sounds a lot like me. She says the best way she knows for me to get started is to apply the seat of my pants to a chair and answer your questions and answer them fully. So here goes. 1. Who are you? Like I've been telling you, I'm Lee Botts. Lee Marcus Botts. I don't like Lee for a name because some people don't know how to say it or think it's a girl's name. Mom says with a last name like Botts, I need something fancy but not too fancy. My dad's name is Bill and Mom's name is Bonnie. She says Bill and Bonnie Botts sounds like something out of a comic strip. I'm just a plain boy. This school doesn't say I am gifted and talented, and I don't like soccer very much the way everybody at this school is supposed to. I am not stupid either. 2. What do you look like? I already sent you my picture, but maybe you lost it. I am sort of medium. I don't have red hair or anything like that. I'm not real big like my dad. Mom says I take after her family. Thank goodness. That's the way she always says it. In first and second grades, kids used to call me Lee the Flea, but I have grown. Now, when the class lines up according to height, I'm in the middle. I guess you could call me the mediumest boy in the class. This is hard work. To be continued, maybe. Lee Botts. November 22nd. Dear Mr. Henshaw, I wasn't going to answer any more of your questions, but Mom won't get the TV repaired because she says it was rotting my brain. This is Thanksgiving vacation, and I am so bored. I decided to answer a couple of your rotten questions with my rotten brain. Joke. He must think it's April Fool's Day. 3. What is your family like? Since Dad and Bandit went away, my family is just Mom and me. We all used to live in a mobile home outside of Bakersfield, which is in California's Great Central Valley. We studied about in school. When Mom and Dad got divorced, they sold the mobile home, and Dad moved into a trailer. Dad drives a big truck, a cab over job. That means the cab is over the engine. Some people don't know that. The truck is why my parents got divorced. Dad used to drive for someone else, hauling stuff like cotton, sugar beets, and other produce around Central California and Nevada. But he couldn't get owning his own rig for cross-country hauling out of his head. He worked practically night and day and saved a down payment. Mom said we'd never get out of that mobile home when he had to make such big payments on that rig, and she'd never know where he was when he hauled cross-country. His big rig sure is a beauty, with a bunk in the cab and everything. His rig, which truckers call a tractor, but everyone else calls a truck, has 10 wheels, 2 in the front and 8 in the back. So he can hitch up anything flatbeds, refrigerated vans, a couple of gondolas. In school, they teach you that a gondola is some kind of boat in Italy, but in the U.S., it is a container for hauling loose stuff like carrots. My hand is all worn out from writing all of this, but I try to treat my mom and dad the same, so I'll get to Mom next time. Your pooped reader, Lee Botts. November 23rd. Mr. Henshaw, why should I call you dear when you are the reason I'm stuck with all this work? It wouldn't be fair to leave Mom out, so here's question 3 continued. Mom works part-time for Catering by Katie, which is run by a real nice lady Mom knew when she was growing up in Taft, California. Katie says all women who grew up in Taft had to be good cooks because they went to so many potluck suppers. Mom and Katie and some other ladies make fancy food for weddings and parties. They also bake cheesecake and apple strudel for restaurants. Mom is a good cook. I just wish she would do it more at home, like the mother in Moose on Toast. Almost every day, Katie gives Mom something good to put in my school lunch. Mom also takes a couple of courses at the community college. She wants to be an LVN, which means licensed vocational nurse. They help real nurses, except they don't stick needles in people. She is almost always home when I get home from school. Your ex-friend, Lee Botts. November 24th. Mr. Henshaw, here we go again. 4. Where do you live? After the divorce, Mom and I moved from Bakersfield to Pacific Grove, which is on California's central coast, about 20 miles from the sugar refinery at Spreckles, where Dad used to haul sugar beets before he went cross-country. Mom said all the time she was growing up in California's Great Central Valley, she longed for a few ocean breezes, and now we've got them. We've got a lot of fog, especially in the morning. There aren't any crops around here, just golf courses for rich people. I'm going to stop there and show you the sketches on both pages. And then I'll continue so I don't have to stop in the middle of a paragraph. We live in a little house, a really little house, that used to be somebody's summer cottage a long time ago before somebody built a 2-story duplex in front of it. Now it is what they call a garden cottage. It is sort of falling apart, but it is all we can afford. Mom says at least it keeps the rain off and it can't be hauled away on a flatbed truck. I have a room of my own, but Mom sleeps on a couch in the living room. She fixed the place up real nice with things from the thrift shop down the street. Next door is a gas station that goes ping, 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 ping every time a car drives in. They turn off the pinger at 10 p.m., but most of the time I am asleep by then. Mom doesn't want me to hang around the gas station. On our street, besides the thrift shop, there is a pet shop, a sewing machine shop, an electric shop, a couple of junk stores they call antique shops, plus a Taco King and a Softy Freeze. I am not supposed to hang around those places either. Mom is against hanging around any place. Sometimes when the gas station isn't pinging, I can hear the ocean and the sea lions barking. They sound like dogs, and I think of Bandit. To be continued unless we get the TV fixed. Still disgusted, Lee Botts. So that is where we are going to stop the reading for today. And now I want to go over your questions with you, which I am going to turn the camera around and show you a whiteboard with the questions on them. I'll read you the questions, and then I want to review some vocabulary that I brought home that will help you with the assignment. Maybe I won't turn the camera around. It's not letting me.